Hey everyone, and welcome to Unreal Behavior Trees number 10. So we're getting, I think, towards the end. There's some kind of larger behaviors that we need to deal with, but I think we're getting closer to the end. I don't expect there to be that many more videos. Maybe though. One thing to note is anyone who's kind of following along, I don't think there's going to be any differences, but I have updated my more professional work required me to update to 4.21.2. So that's the version that I'm on. I don't know that it's going to affect anything, but just so you know, that's where we're at. Okay. The next kind of series of things that we need to do are to kind of continue building this behavior tree. I think what I want to do is I want to set up, so I've already kind of set up these blue patrol points. I think I mentioned this in the very first video. Like, me setting up all of these patrol points and tuning all these patrol points is not super fun, and that's not really the point of this video, but these blue things here are patrol points. I tuned these, I set all these up. On any little guy here, if I dig into him, and I look at patroller, so I created a component called the patroller component. So if we look at this, here, let me kill this patroller component, I have a few things. And I'm just going to walk through this. And if people are interested, I could do this. This is more, I don't consider this AI, I consider this more like basic gameplay stuff. But the idea is that I have loop. And so what loop does is it says it'll follow the patrol points in a loop. All right, this is going to be tricky. So let me go back out here. Whoops, let me click back on this guy, back on this. So let's talk about how some of these work. So looping, so if I have, I guess I did them in blue, so I'll do them in blue here. So if I have patrol point 1, patrol point 2, patrol point 3, loop will go like this. That's a loop. If loop is off, it will do this. And then it will go back. It'll ping pong. And so you can see the use case for both of these. Like, I'm on a wall. These are my patrol points, right? I want to go like this, 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 this. Whereas the other patrol point is the other use cases it's more circular like this. So it lets me do that. I have patrol point tolerance, which is a tunable value of how many units I have to be away, that I'm allowed to be away from the patrol point for me to register that I've made it there. It's better to not have it be totally exact for a variety of reasons. Then the patrol points itself is an array, so the patrol points themselves. So like, and I can sort of click on these guys, right, and they'll take me right there. So that dude has that as a patrol point, and then if I go here and click on his second one, it's that guy. So he's going to, and is not set to loop. So not that it matters because it's only 2, but he's going to go from here to here and he's going to go back and forth. That's his patrol route. So we have to write that. We have to make sure that that works. But I wanted to show you how all this stuff happens. It's in here somewhere. This is kind of where I put all this stuff. Somewhere there's a patroller in here. I think it's in here. Anyway, that's basically how this all works. It might actually be in here. Here it is, patroller. And so it has some functions already kind of here. So I have some basic functions. You can see them here on the left. I'll kind of zoom in and walk over them briefly. Get next patrol point gets the next patrol point. And it will keep updating. Whether or not I have patrol points, I can just ask, are there any patrol points here? I can get the current one that I'm supposed to be going to, and I can ask whether or not I'm there yet. These are all public functions. They're pretty straightforward. I'm not really going to go through any of them because that's not really the AI part of this. They're here. At some point I'll upload this project for people if they want to dig through it. But they're all they're already sort of here. The most complicated one being get next patrol point, which is like, are we ping-ponging or what are we doing? But that's not the interesting part. At least in my opinion, like the interesting part and the thing that we're going to kind of look at is whether or not we can patrol, because that's the actual question that we're trying to ask. And that's what I'm trying to ask right here. So I need to add a new decorator called Can I Patrol? But I can't. So like there's no simple way for me to use like blackboards or whatever. So we're gonna go here and I'm gonna create a new folder called decorators, because we've already got our little service here, a find target service. So here in decorators, I'm going to say new blueprint class, decorator blueprint base, and I'm going to say has patrol. I'm going to say can patrol. That seems better. So here's my decorator, can patrol. So the first thing that we have to do in can patrol, and the way that decorators work, I think I've shown you some basic, like a basic custom decorator, is we need to override perform, where is it? Perform condition check AI. That's the one that we want. Here it is. And so the idea is we're going to return true if this decorator is true and false if not. So what I need to do is I need to take the controlled pawn and I need to call get component by class. And I'm going to grab the patroller component and I'm going to, oh, you're not going to want me to do this. Well, so the easiest way to do this is to kind of pull this guy. Here, I'll just kill this. Pull this guy over here. So what we need to do is we need to have a fairly simple kind of branch here that just says, hey, is this thing, where's if? Actually, I don't even think we need an if. Hold on, let's do this. Let's say get index 0. And then from here, we want to say has patrol points. There it is. And so we're calling this. And then all we have to do, because remember, this is going to tell us whether or not we have patrol points. So if I have patrol points, I can patrol. That's it. This is the entirety of our little decorator. There's nothing really that it needs to do. Just, do we have patrol points? So, I mean, it can be that simple. So now that we have this, we can go back out here and we can say, hey, let's add this decorator, which is now here, can patrol. There it is. And then, so if we can patrol, then what we want to do is, well, we want to actually patrol. We want to move to the patrol point and then wait for some amount of time. So I'm actually going to pull this guy kind of, well, I guess he's fine here. So we'll kill this wait. And now what I want to say is I want to say move to patrol point. So this is actually going to be a little complicated. So, you know, let's dig through it. This one's going to be tricky. So this is, I think, the first time I've even shown a task. So this is probably going to be the like brux of the rest of this whole kind of talk. Let's go back out here and let's create a new thing. Maybe I'll save this for next time. Folder tasks. Let me save this guy. You're not saving, that's fine. And we're going to create a new task, blueprint class, task. Remember, it's always task blueprint, oops, not you, blueprint base. And then we're going to say, you know, move to patrol point. What are you unhappy with? Oh, it doesn't like the spaces. That's fine. Move to patrol point. So this gets kind of tricky. Essentially what we want to do is we want to grab the patroller. I mean, it's not too bad. We want to grab the patroller and then check to see if we need to move to the next waypoint and then move if we need to move. So this is going to be the actual logic for moving to the patrol point. What we really need to do, though, is we need to do, what is it, begin? I think it might be execute. No, it's not execute. What is it? Oh, it's event receive execute. That's it. So there's actually a couple. There's event receive execute. Where are you? There it is. AI. That's always the one that we want. We want the AI one. The other ones are kind of deprecated. And it lets us get rid of a bunch of crap. So now what we want to do is we want to do kind of the same thing we did before, where we say get component, by, where are you? By class, and we want to grab our controller component, u, and we want to get index 0. And so here's our controller component. And we want to ask our controller component all sorts of different questions. And we're actually going to use this quite a bit. And this is sort of something I don't like about Unreal. I'm just going to say, you know what? Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this. Because it's easier if I just do promote to variable. So what I'm doing is I'm basically creating this guy here. I'm going to say controller component. It's just a private variable because we're going to be using this all over the place. And it's going to be easier than dragging wires everywhere. Save. Okay. The first question that we have to ask, so we're patrolling, right? The first question that we have to ask is, have we arrived yet? And so that's pretty straightforward. We take this patroller component and we say is at current patrol point. We already, we have a function that'll do this. If we're at the current patrol point, then, there's a particular thing that we need to, let's just branch this. If, okay, so if we're at the current patrol point, then we need to get the next patrol point and move towards that. And that's pretty easy. That's, again, we're here, let me pull this guy. This is why that's why we created a variable, because we have to basically do this. Get next, there you are, get next patrol point. And so we have this patrol point that we're doing. Let's create another variable. Yeah, we're gonna create another variable here. I'm gonna call this destination. So we set our destination. Now in the else case, in the false case, we're gonna get the current. Where are you? Oh, I should probably do this. Get current. Oops. Get current patrol point. And then this is the false case. And then this is the same thing. Like, I'm going to set this guy. So what we're doing is we're setting the destination, same variable, with either the current or the next patrol point. That's the plan. That's what we're trying to do here. So that now destination is the appropriate destination for me to go. So I'm actually going to say that right here, because we like comments. So set destination to, or something like, what's a better comment? I'm just going to say set the appropriate destination. There we go. So now that I have both of these guys, now I have a destination. Now I need to use something, now I need to do an actual move. And the way that you want to do a move is you do what's called AI move. Here it is, AI move 2. And it's this timed thing, so this means that the task is going to keep running in the background and other things will process. That's what that means. So let's drag these guys over here. So both of them feed into this. Now what we have is, we need to know what the pawn is. Well, that's easy enough. The pawn is way the hell back here. So, this is again, Unreal does a lot of things really well, but this is not one of them. Because this kind of stuff gets really messy after a while. Hey, you disconnected me. Oh, that's interesting. It's kind of... There, that made it. And then this guy goes up here. So this is the pawn. This is the dude that's moving. Destination is relatively straightforward. We'll pull this guy out here. What I need is my destination. Here it is. Get destination. Now this is of type transform, and this just needs a position. Transform is position, orientation, and scale. So we don't need any of this stuff. So there's actually a thing called break transform. And so we just need to do what's called breaking this transform, and then we just grab the location and put that here. This is where we're going. We'll pull this here. I'm going to, acceptance radius is kind of also its own thing. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to, again, grab this patroller component. And then from here, I'm going to say patrol, here it is, get tolerance. Remember, there's a tuned tolerance. And we're going to divide this by 2. Float. By 2. And then here we go. So this is our acceptable radius. Now, that should work there. Acceptable radius, the reason why I have divided it by 2 is because it's a radius and not a diameter, basically. Let's see. The last thing that we need, is this it? Destination pawn. This should be it. Okay. So now, there's a bunch of stuff that we can do. This is pretty much the end. We can do something immediately after this, which will happen right immediately after. Or we can wait until this either succeeds or fails, right? So there's 3 exit conditions. 1 is immediately we do a thing. 2 is once this like path, because he's routing somewhere, once this path completes successfully, this node happens. If it fails, this other node happens. So if it's successful, then what I want to do is I want to set actor row. You're not going to be happy with me, are you? Okay, fine. Let's go back to this guy. This is our controlled pawn, if you remember. Add another reroute node. This is why I hate these reroute nodes, like having to do this kind of stuff. Okay. Set actor. Where are you? There it is. Set actor rotation. So once we succeed, what we want to do is we want to set the actor's rotation to some new rotation. That new rotation is going to be this transform, whatever our destination was set to. That's it. So in other words, we can rotate the patrol points to be the same direction that the actor is facing. The actor will rotate to match that patrol point's rotation. That's what we want to do. And then that's kind of it. Now, when you have a task, this is really important. You always want to have some kind of finish execute. And then did the task succeed or fail? In our case, it succeeded. We're done. Life is good. What if it's not, though? Okay, so let's do some of this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of grab this whole thing, and we're going to big comment here, and this is going to be move the actor. Let's actually make this better. Let's say move to target. There we go. Move to target patrol point. Even better. Then over here, what we're going to do is, we're going to, I don't know that I need a whole comment for this whole section, but we're going to set the actor rotation, then we're basically done. Now the failure case is a little more interesting because there's a lot of things that we can do, and I think we're going to take kind of the coward's way out and just bail. But I do want to print some kind of thing because it's always good to have something, right? So let's grab this actor again. Get actor. There's a label. I don't know if you knew that. Get actor label. And this is like a sort of whoops, come on. Debug label for the actor. That's the whole point of it, is this sort of debug label. And so then I'm going to say, oh, where are you? Oh, there it is. Append, string.append. And so we're going to append a to space dash path failed, colon, space, pull this guy back. And then this will append. So we're basically building an error string. This is going to append to our movement result. Okay, that worked. It's going to automatically convert it to a string. So basically we say the path failed for this reason. That's the whole point. And then this is going to be the thing that we actually print. I'll pull this guy down here. I think we want to do all the things. I want to change this because this is kind of an error to more of a red color. And we'll leave this guy on screen for, I don't know, 3 seconds. It probably doesn't make a difference, but it's fine. And then, again, we have to call finish execute. But in this case, we're not going to check the success box. Like, we have failed. And so this whole thing is path failed. So if we go over here, path failed. And that's probably all that we need. So this should set people up patrolling. So if I go back out, here to the hunter, if we can patrol, now we have a task that allows us to patrol. So I'm going to say, move to patrol point. There we go. Oh, I have 2 R's in here. That's great. That's cool. Let's see if I can, let's see how easy it is for me to fix this. Sometimes Unreal doesn't like this. Huh? Seem to do okay there. And if I go back to here, it was not named. Okay, I don't trust it. Move to patrol point. Great. We'll just redo that. That's all that we need here. Move to patrol point. Now, the other thing that we want to wait at our patrol point for a while. So when we say wait, and we'll wait 5 seconds, you know, whatever. We can wait, we can tune this to whatever we want. So actually this whole selector thing seems wrong to me, right? Does it seem wrong to you? It should. This feels more like a sequence. So let's go back down here. Because we want to do this, then this other thing. So this is actually more of a sequence. We'll add our decorator back. Can patrol, and that's it. If we don't have a patrol point, then we'll do another sequence. It doesn't even really need to be a sequence. It actually doesn't matter. I'm going to add a decorator here. We'll do this. I'll actually just say wait. This is fine. We're going to do something a little different here, but they'll just wait for now. Later on, we'll do something different. Okay, so, man, this was a lot of work. But what we have now is we have the ability to patrol, I hope. Let's find out. So what I should be able to do is I should be able to do this. And I should be able to kind of just eject and fly over here and see what's happening. There we go. Let me kind of zoom. There, you see that guy? Right there. Look at that guy. He's patrolling. That's great. There's another guy. Yeah, they're patrolling. There, he stopped. He stopped at the patrol point. He's at the same orientation as the patrol point. He stopped for a few seconds. Now he's going over here. He's kind of sliding, but that's okay. I don't have him going very fast. He'll stop at this patrol point, and he's facing outside of the wall. He rotates to face the wall. Right? So these guys are all patrolling. This guy's not patrolling. These guys don't have patrol points. Oops. So that's correct. So we're looking pretty good. So now patrol is working. So great. We have patrol working. That's awesome. Now we can kind of say, okay, this whole thing is done. This whole... Oh, I can create a comment. This is the patrol branch, right? This whole thing is done. And we can kind of pull this guy down here if we want to, or whatever we want. We have some other things that we're going to have to do. We have to fix up a bunch of stuff. We have to get the other things working. The next thing that I want to do probably is get some of the shoot stuff working so we can get them shooting at you. And then we'll probably do a very simple kind of go back to patrol type thing, and we'll make that work. And then we'll do the complicated thing. But that's all in another video. So that'll end it for here. I think it's really cool that we've got, you know, some of these basic people patrolling. So that's great. Okay, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you next time.